Police caught up with the gunman.
I'm Gabrielle Enright, live in Greene County. A local artist uses his talent to honor a fallen Marine. I'll tell you how, coming up in a live report next.
A local artist is honoring a local Marine this Veterans Day.
In August, 22-year-old Lance Corporal Brett Wightman of Sabina was one of 14 Marines killed in the single deadliest roadside bombing in Iraq. News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright joins us live from our Greene County Bureau to explain how Lance Corporal Wightman is being remembered. Gabrielle.
Well, Jim, Brett Wightman told his family when he was just 3 years old he wanted to be a Marine. He enlisted. He went to Iraq in March, and he was killed just 1 month before he was to return home. His home was in Sabina, which is just outside the Greene County line. The tiny town of Sabina sits nestled in Clinton County. In August, this small community lost one of its own to war. 22-year-old Lance Corporal Brett Wightman was killed in Iraq.
The story about this young man, that he wanted to be a Marine from the time he was little.
Terry Moore knows Brett Wightman's family, but had never actually met the Marine. Still, seeing his face painted on the side of this barn hits home.
We live in a small village of Sabina, and we're small. But when something like this happens, we get big quick.
This is my art shop out here at the barns on Snow Hill Road. This is
Dwayne Richard created the mural, which sits just outside his studio. He didn't know Brett Wightman, but was compelled to paint him. He was especially touched when an elderly man stopped to see his artwork.
He got out of the vehicle, late 70s, probably early 80s, and he stood there for a second and he saluted the mural. That was the neatest thing I've ever seen.
You know, just growing up with somebody like that.
Kyle Mattingly had known Brett Wightman since the 2nd grade. He visits the mural and finds peace.
You know, Brett was a good friend and, you know, great company. So when I come out here, you know, it's not like he's gone. It's like he's still, you know, he's around.
Don't these kind of look like tears? They're little indentations in the wood or something. I didn't really see it until the whole thing was done.
Dwayne Richard continues to touch up the tribute many find so touching. Anyone who drives along Snow Hill Road in Sabina will see it. It's okay to stop and look. In fact, the people here would like you to. And unlike a yellow ribbon or bow, Dwayne Richard says the Marines mural will not be taken down. Reporting live from our Greene County Bureau, Gabrielle Enright, News Center 7.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Now, if you recognize the name of the artist in Gabrielle's story, here's why. Dwayne Richard painted several of those notorious Beaver Creek beaver statues. The fiberglass statues were auctioned off last month. The money raised went to local charities.
Prosecutors will seek the death penalty for an Indiana man accused of killing his family. 35-year-old Chad Cottrell is charged with murdering his wife and his 2 stepdaughters at their home near Terre Haute. Cottrell was captured after a police chase in Minnesota a day